Welcome to the Health Buzz podcast with Dr. Cindy Ross. Here we explore practical, integrative wellness solutions for the mind, body, and soul, drawing from natural medicine to inspire vibrant health. For more insights, visit lifewellnessforever.com. Please note, this discussion is for educational purposes only, is not intended to diagnose or treat any condition, and should not replace consultation with your physician.
Hey guys, this is Cindy Ross with my beautiful co-host, Amanda Sellers. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
So it is 2 days before Thanksgiving, and we did not have a guest on today because we thought that we would chat a little bit about Thanksgiving and the holidays and being grateful and all of maybe our family traditions and have some fun. Oh,
No.
we got show notes. I sent her show notes. I'm a little organized like that. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes, and we're just going to start this with a 2-minute mindfulness gratitude meditation. So close your eyes, whether you're sitting. Oh, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Just stare straight ahead. I always forget that one. All right, so
We have to remind people of that?
I do have to remind people, don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Okay.
It's very dangerous. All right, so we're going to take a deep breath in. I want you to take a 4-count breath in. I want you to hold it for 2 count. And then we're going to exhale for 8. Let's do that one more time, and let's drop those shoulders away from the ears. 4 count in, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 count hold, and 8 count exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now just breathe on your own. We're not going to regulate it. And let's give ourselves a little love and kindness this morning. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free of pain and suffering. May I live with ease. May I have contentment. May I feel safe. Good. Now I want you to think of all beings. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they be free of all pain and suffering. May they live with ease. May they have contentment. And may they feel safe. Now, as we go into the holidays, this is one important thing to remember. So I want you to picture yourself, and you're looking down on yourself right now, meditating. What non-materialistic gift would you give yourself? It could be happiness. It could be gratitude. It could be happiness. It could be confidence. What non-materialistic gift would you give yourself? And carry that with you through the holidays. Whenever you're feeling stressed out, remember your breathing. Know that it's not permanent. Everything changes. Good. Let's slowly start bringing awareness back to our body. And you can open those eyes up when you're ready. What a nice way to start our podcast this
I
morning.
love it.
As you hear my dog that barked through the wall, could you hear that? Yeah, sorry.
No, but you could hear my my computer go off,
No,
but
I
you
didn't hear
love
it. I
it.
didn't hear it. Sorry for all of our
Didn't hear it?
disruptions if you heard it. I heard my dog must have seen a squirrel or something. But I love it. And Amanda, I wanted to tell you that I'm super grateful for our friendship, and I am so thankful that you have decided to come on and co-host with me. I hope it continues through 2025.
Me too.
I
Me
actually
too.
really just love connecting with you and getting to see your face. And I mean, who else has like like if you have a childhood friend that you're still connected with at this age in our life, I think we're so blessed,
Yeah.
so incredibly blessed.
And the ability to pick up and at such a different time than when we left off is truly a blessing.
It is truly a blessing.
Yeah.
I am. I feel so grateful. So I just wanted to tell you that. And I love the week of Thanksgiving. For those of you that don't know, I do own a marketing company, and I get to post all of these gratitude posts throughout the week leading up to Thanksgiving. And I love it because there's just so much good content. And, we shouldn't just take the week of Thanksgiving to be thankful and grateful, but it is a nice time to reflect and what's in your life and what you did for the year. And I know my life is so much different from this year. It has definitely been a year of change for me. Amanda, what is one thing that you're most grateful for this year that happened to you?
Hmm.
Can you pinpoint it?
Gosh, I have a lot. That's a very good question. I think for me, it is balance. I have found balance in my life, and it's also not something that is steady, right? So you have to continue to work on balance because life is changing. But I've figured out that I can say no, and I've also figured out that there are times when I should say yes to get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, balance is
It
is
it is true. It's I'm putting this on do not disturb so you don't hear any of my notifications.
the same thing.
Um, yeah, no, I think it's constantly a work in progress because it's like one thing is now that I say no to a lot, but also I don't want to miss out on things too by always saying no, and I want to be open, and I always seem so thankful and happy that I did it.
Mhm.
I came from a very extroverted career, and I find myself being very introverted now. And it's like, if I come across an idea, I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. Oh, we should do that. And then when it gets close to the time, I'm like, oh, why did I commit to that? Why did I do that? But then once I do it, I'm so happy that I did it. And then I met some amazing people along the way. So I do. I think it's a balance. I'm glad that you found that this year.
Yeah, it took me a long time. But and that kind of encompasses everything. Friendships I'm grateful for. I'm grateful obviously for my family, and um every time I feel like things are getting tight and stressful, then there is something beautiful that enters my life. So yeah, I feel very blessed. Um what there it's not all beautiful. It's not all rainbows and butterflies for sure. But if you can remember that you're gonna get through that. You can't go around it. You got to get through it. And on the other side, there's beauty. So
That's right. Yeah, it's not permanent. Something I learned in Vipassana that I've been really carrying with me, especially the second part of the year, is anicca. And anicca means change. And it means that, even our good days, remember it's not gonna stay. And the bad days, they're not gonna stay. It's gonna constantly be changing. And that is something that has really helped me. I mean, not that I'm always appreciative, especially coming from a background of being sick very young. I'm always appreciative of every single day that I'm given, especially the days that I feel amazing. I'm so grateful. But you got to be grateful for the bad days too, because you know that the good days are just around the corner, and it's not forever.
yeah. Well, this has been a really crazy, tough year. It has been, I know for a lot of people, it's been a tough year. I mean, I just went to a funeral yesterday for a very dear friend of mine who lost her mom at a young age. And it brought me back to losing my mom. And I felt so much for her in those moments. And every day I'm reading the Bible and I'm sending her verses, but I find that there's some comfort in meditation, and pouring myself. I'm reading the Bible for the first time in my life, which is kind of crazy. I've always been a spiritual person, but never really knew why. But yeah, you can find some peace in the meditation and the scripture and your, Vipassana. You did something major this year.
Yeah, a lot of
Can we talk
major
about
this
that?
year.
Can we talk about what happened with your spirituality?
Yeah, so I went off to the Vipassana. And that's one thing that I'm super grateful for this year was I'm grateful for a friend that turned me on. I'm grateful for meditation because that's what started it, right? That's really what started my balance this year is learning how to meditate, not just playing around with it 5 minutes here and there, but really learning the art of meditation, which is a constant daily practice. But then a friend turned me on to Vipassana, and the only way to truly learn Vipassana is by going to a learning center, and that's what I did, and that's
Can we
Miss
pause
Kennedy.
for just a second? Because
I,
she dug in the back of the pantry and found garbage that this was originally in Greg's closet. It's a box of cereal that he bought for, I guess, the end of the world, the apocalypse, Armageddon, whatever. And someone transferred it to a cereal container, and now she's found it. No, you cannot eat this. It's junk, 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 garbage, and it's old, so you don't want it anyway.
say hi, Kennedy. The
Okay.
whole world is watching. 174 countries are watching you right now.
Say hi. This is your stage. This is what you've been wanting.
No, it's not.
Can you please go eat a banana?
No, ew, yuck.
That is not
disgusting. Not ever.
Okay, love you too. Sorry, back to Vipassana.
Love Kennedy. So went out to Vipassana, and the only way to truly learn the technique is by going to a learning center, and they're all over the world, but there's 14 in the US, and I got accepted. You have to apply, and it's free because they're so passionate about teaching you that they don't want any money. They don't want any money. It's all donations at the end, and everyone is on scholarship when you come there, which is it's a cool business idea. So you have no expectations. I had no expectations, and I really thought that I had worked through most of the things in my life when I got there. And I mean, everything from rape and trauma and loss of life to, I mean, I've been through all of it. And I really thought that I had worked through most of it, years and years and years of therapy and everything. But when you get there, first couple of days is just learning the breathing technique and really just getting used to sitting for 10 plus hours a day in meditation. So you're fasted for about 18 hours a day. You eat 2 vegan meals and you sit and meditate. And you have a teacher and they guide you through the process. And day 4, it went into the whole Vipassana technique. And it was really just about getting rid of miseries in your body and things that I had. And I'm sure this is most people. And we talked about this with Jennifer, if you remember, as women, we push and we push and we push, and things that are traumatizing in our life, we tend to, just push them down. They're going to go away. They're going to go away. And then years down the road, we don't understand where, this pain or this sickness is coming from. And it's from all those past traumas that we'd never dealt with. And so pretty much from day 4 on, I always say this, like the first couple of days, I was like, oh my God, it's freedom. I can meditate and walk and I don't have to listen or take care of anybody. And all these people were falling out of the program, Amanda. They were just falling out. They were dropping out. And I couldn't understand because I was like, this is amazing. We just get to meditate all day long. And then day 4 was when it really started for me. And letting go of those miseries and working through past traumas. I literally lived 46 years of my life in about 7, 8 days of once I learned how to process it through meditation. So it took me about 2 weeks to recover when I got back because I was mentally depleted, but I'm so thankful for it. That was a big deal this year for me, was going through that experience and being sober and all the first this year. And people say to me all the time, I didn't know that you had a problem drinking. And maybe you never saw it. And it's so justified where I live. And I'm sure it is where you live as well. We're at the beach, we're in Florida, we're in Orange Beach. It's okay. And everybody drinks and it's fine. But for the person that I wanted to be, I knew that I wasn't living my best life. And I got tired of not remembering my nights and waking up cloudy in the mornings. And so I am coming up on the 2nd as a year anniversary of being sober. And it was a personal decision. Yeah, and my life is so much better for it. And I'm so open to things that I never would have been open to. And the clarity and the growth and all the things, right? I mean, everything that they talk about, and people that have been sober for like 10 years that I've talked to, they're like, it just gets better and better. So I'm excited for it, and I did shave my head and I did find God and I did do all the things this year. So it's been a year for sure. And it hasn't been easy. Like Amanda said, I mean, there's been a lot of tears. I mean, I was the one at Vipassana. I cried from day 4 until day 10. Every single day I cried. And even right now, and Amanda, you and I haven't even discussed this, but I've had a lot of stress in my life, like from the last board, coming off of Vipassana, studying for boards, and then having house guests living with us for medical reasons. I'm in a flare right now, and I haven't had a flare in a long time, but I'm working through it. I don't I treat everything naturally, and unfortunately, it's not the fast way, and you got to put up with a lot of pain and suffering, but it is what it is, you know.
So for people who don't know you and your medical background, what do you mean by flare?
So I got sick with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 19 and had 22 surgeries the first 10 years. And I did not know a functional medicine doctor. I did not know a me back then. So I took all the meds and had all the surgeries. And then I've been without medicine for almost 15 years now. And I treat it naturally and I do well most days, but it is about mind, body, and soul. And I can tell you the past 2 months, I've been a little off kilter with everything that's been going on in my life, and my body is taking a toll. I mean, like it started with a little tinge to pretty much I'm aching everywhere right now. And I mean, I have my cries and I have my moments. My poor brother calls me this morning. He's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm on the way to go feed the animals. And I just break down crying and I'm so strong all the time. You would never know it. And I keep it in, but yeah, I mean it's a lot when you wake up and people with rheumatoid, you guys know, and this is the crazy thing. When I came back from Vipassana, I did my blood work because I wanted to do it before and after to see. It's all about the central nervous system, calming it down, keeping your body calm. And when I came back, I wanted to see what my blood work looks like, and it was perfect. Like my inflammatory markers were all down. You would never know that I have RA looking at my blood work. And so it's amazing what just 2 months of living under stress can do to the body. And I mean, my body hates me right now. And I know, I mean, that's why I wanted to start today with a meditation and being grateful, because sometimes we get so caught up in the moment. I have 2 legs and 2 arms. I'm grateful, like it's a thing. And so just know whatever you're going through, it's not permanent, and tomorrow's going to be a better day. And it's all about attitude. And I've had that ever since I got sick at 19. It's all about the attitude. So it's definitely
attitude
here.
and self-care, right? Because
Yeah,
you let that go on for too long and you don't recognize it, then that stress, that constant state of being in fight or flight mode really wreaks havoc on
it
your
does.
body.
It does.
And it's very difficult to push through that pain. You can't get around it. I mean, you can, shoot yourself up, not yourself, but you can go to the doctor, get steroids, you can take meds. That's just,
It's
all
just
nonsense.
patching it, and that's why I mean, I could go get the shots and I could go do all that. And believe me, like I wake up and I mean, the mornings are terrible. And anybody with RA that lives with RA, the mornings are really bad. If you're in a flare, it's really bad because it takes until about 12 o'clock. After 12, I'm like, all right, let's go. And my body's moving. I don't even know if you can tell, but you see all the swelling. So welcome to the world of arthritis.
Yeah.
Um, but after 12, I feel great. And then I hate to go to bed at night because I know I gotta do the same thing all over again and my body gets stiff in the mornings. So, but I got an infrared sauna that's arriving tomorrow that I'm super stoked about.
Oh, I know you're
I feel like I just need to get rid of the toxins in my system that are just it's just there, right? I'm doing all the things too. I'm juicing, I'm doing everything, but
cold plunge.
yeah, cold plunge every day. I'm doing all the things. Probably the only thing that I'm not doing right now is really getting a good sweat because my body hurts so bad that I haven't been able to like be as mobile as I usually am. So that's what I'm really hoping with the infrared. And I'm excited about it because I can just sit and meditate inside the sauna. So
Yeah.
I'll have to we'll have to do a whole podcast about it.
Do you guys
Um,
have any hot yoga studios around in Orange Beach?
Yeah, we do, but like with my hand being inflamed. So I have a plate in this hand, and
Yeah.
and I think somewhere along the way, maybe I hit it when we were hiking on a boulder, and maybe the plate migrated a little bit because it's on the nerves, and so some days it's excruciating. And so I know for me, going to yoga, you use a lot of your hands. I have to go to my elbows a lot. I do a lot of dolphins instead of downward
Mhm.
dogs. I'm in dolphin, but I've been kind of staying off of my hands for like the past 8 weeks or so. So trying to let this heal. So yeah, I
Well,
know a lot of you guys don't know that I'm sick, but I mean, I don't even consider myself sick. I don't let it define me. But it just goes to show that stress, like make sure you're balancing, and especially going into the holidays, make sure that you're balancing because mind, body, soul, it is everything.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you're a very beautiful example of, someone who's just had so many things happen to you, and both physically, emotionally, mentally, medically, and you always have such a positive attitude and you're always willing to help other people, which is beautiful. So, but, sometimes you got to fill your own cup
That's right.
before you pour it out to others. So,
You do. And that's what this whole year has been for me, And I love it because I feel like even though our lives are so different and I'm that way with a lot of women that I've met this year. I've met some amazing women, especially teaching yoga down in Mexico a couple times this year. It seems like that age range between 45 and 55, we seem to all kind of be going through the same things, finding that balance and that second chapter, like we talked about with Jennifer. And I don't know, it's comforting to know that I'm not the only one struggling.
yeah. Yeah, and I love what you said earlier about you used to be an extrovert, but now you're an introvert. I'm the same way. And I thought it was just me because, most people don't know that I lost my hearing when I got COVID, and you were an angel during that time period. But I felt like it was because I lost my hearing. That's what I blame it on. Like I don't want to go to social gatherings because I can't hear, I get anxiety. So I stay at home. But maybe it's the age, maybe it's just,
I think it's the age. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it is our age. I don't know. I felt like I was out there for so long because I had to be. And
Mhm.
now I don't know, I really enjoy my quiet time. I mean, even Jason's uncle being here, the past couple months, like he was, he's a gem. I mean, like such a sweet man. But I can just tell like my body just didn't relax because I didn't feel comfortable enough to like just go lounge and read my book and do my meditations because I meditate all over the place, I have a beautiful house. I'm very blessed. And I go meditate by the water and meditate outside by the pool and all the things, but I never felt like I could fully relax. And I just enjoy my time. I enjoy my time alone. I really like it. So.
Now you have an empty house
I
and you're
do.
getting,
And I'm an empty nester. Yep. pretty
Yeah.
excited about this. Yeah.
Walk
Not
around
that
like,
it's not that I don't enjoy people's company. I do. It's just my body. We had Jason's brothers live with us when we were first married 25 years ago. And I remember getting super sick um after a couple of months of them living with us. And I kind of forgot about that until this. And I think my body is just that sensitive. It just needs that downtime that it doesn't feel like it gets when people are in the house. Does that make sense?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, and so that's why I really want to incorporate meditation into my medical practice, because I think the central nervous system, it's that fight or flight that you talked about. And if your cortisol levels are going up and you're not sleeping well at night, and I have two king corsos and all the things, and it's just like, it's like if you don't ever calm that central nervous system down, you're going to end up with disease,
right.
whatever it is, because it's causing inflammation in the body. And that's exactly what's happened. But you got to find the silver lining. And that's what I try to do. Ever since I got sick at 19, I always try to find the silver lining. And today I could have laid in bed. I definitely thought about canceling the recording of the podcast. And then I was like, nope, I'm just gonna.
This is my weekly therapy. You
It
can't
is.
tell
Amanda
me.
and I, this is our therapy. We get to chat and talk, and I love it. And hopefully you guys enjoy our banter.
I'm wondering if you can help me because I feel like when I look at myself on the screen, I feel like I look like there's some kind of setting that I've got, like I'm blurred or something. Can you tell?
No?
Okay, well maybe you can help me later because I know that there's some thing that I can do that would make me look normal because I feel like
Is that
it's
not what you look like, Amanda?
no. I mean, I kind of look good in the video, but I feel like a little bit much. I feel like I have lots of makeup on or
It could be in your video settings where you can actually filter it.
touch up. Oh, see, doesn't that look better? Or
That
a
does
little
look
bit more
better. Yeah,
normal?
no, yeah, that does look better. More normal.
I felt like I was painted.
Yeah.
Okay, back
Yeah,
to business.
that's good. Squirrel. Okay, so tell me about your Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing?
Okay,
And
so this is good. So we had lots of beautiful, wonderful friends who reached out and said, "You're welcome to come here." Because this year we lost my mother-in-law in between the two hurricanes. She passed away in our home, and after we evacuated her from her home. So I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people experience this. Once you lose that, that core person in the family, then people feel like, oh, well, I can go here. Well, so all of his brothers are spread out, and we have no younger children in our Florida family, and we are not going to Alabama this year. So we were going to go to Busch Gardens for the day, and we did that 6 years ago, the year my mom passed away. And it was such a wonderful day because they had a restaurant overlooking the Serengeti at Busch Gardens, looking at
fun.
crafts, and we had Thanksgiving dinner and saw Santa. But today, a dear friend of mine, her husband called Greg and invited us over to have Thanksgiving dinner with them. So we're going to go over there, and it'll be, our first year spending Thanksgiving with them. She's got a little girl that is Kennedy's age, and they just love each other. So we are doing that, and she will not let me bring any food, which I kind of understand. She doesn't really trust that so much. So I'm going to bring a bottle of champagne and maybe a bottle of wine. Although they're not big drinkers, but that I don't know what else to bring. Maybe I'll buy a pie or something. So that's our Thanksgiving plans. What's yours?
Okay, so let me tell you, I got to tell you this. So we had our Friendsgiving party this weekend, which was a little stressful, and um, I'm glad all that chaos is over. Okay, but we cater it, and we do a taco bar, and it's awesome. And it's Cactus Cantina. I'll give you guys a shout out because they always do such a great job. And Natalie is the top caterer there. She always takes care of us. I love it because everybody loves Mexican food, and that way I'm not trying to like cook up a bunch of dishes and half of it doesn't get eaten. And so everybody loves it. This is our third annual, and we tell everybody to bring dessert. And I had a dear friend, Eric, and he's like my old tennis buddy, and he brought vegan, keto, sugar-free desserts, like not cheap. And they came from Chopped Sugar in Mobile. And I got to go visit this place because it
You
was
vegan?
what now?
Is your friend vegan?
No, but he's diabetic. And so it was sugar-free, vegan, gluten-free, and there was like four different. We are still eating it upstairs. Like it was incredible and it was so thoughtful. So maybe that's something that you can think about bringing to your friends, something unique like that. Because it was, everybody brought like all the usual. Okay, somebody brought 3 boxes of Christmas tree Little Debbie's, and we don't know who did it, and we need to get to the bottom of who brought Little Debbie's to my house. I need to know. Somebody raise your hand because we need to know. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. But
That's funny.
yeah, so yeah, we have like usually like 2 tables of desserts and it's awesome. So we did our Thanksgiving a little early. Usually for Thanksgiving, we're usually traveling. Last year we were on this bougie yacht down in the Caribbean and it
Oh, I
was
remember.
awesome. Yes. This year we're probably just we're both debilitated right now. Jason threw out his back and we feel a little elderly right now. We feel a little beat up, so we're just taking it easy. And I'm gonna go to the
Enjoy
store.
your new sauna that
Yes.
is delivered tomorrow, right?
Yes. And
That's
so I think I'm gonna make Jason suffer through all of my B cheesy movie Christmas that I love so much, all the Christmas movies.
Hallmark.
And we're just gonna sit around and I got a new convection. I got rid of the microwave because it's cancer causing. And that was like something that, we would like heat up sweet potatoes or heat up. Jason does leftovers. But I never really thought about, oh my gosh, this is terrible to have in our house. So I got a countertop oven that is like all the things. You can bake and air fry and
What brand?
grill Breville, and it's okay. So I went on to look at the Ninjas, and all the reviews on the Ninjas were how much they love their Breville's. So I was like, I'm buying a Breville. So I used
Oh,
to have a Breville juicer and I loved it so much. So I bought a Breville and I do love it. Like I baked sweet potatoes in it last night. So I'm going to go to the store today and I'm going to get us just like I'm vegan, so I'll have to figure that out. But I'm going to get Jason a little turkey breast and make everything in the countertop oven. But we wanted to do it to like, for one, save money because every time you crank up the oven, it costs. And then it's just the two of us, right? And it just makes sense. And you can do so much with these things. Like I'm telling you, it has like 14 different options of things that you can do.
bought one. That's
You
why I
have
asked.
one?
Yeah, Greg and I just bought one and we did the research because some of them are not good. They've got things on the inside that when heated produce toxins, so you have to be careful. We ended up going with what, Emerald?
Oh, I saw that one too. Yeah.
I'm very pleased with it, but yeah, it's actually I like it better than the microwave because you just pop it in, you don't have to worry about covering the top. You're actually cooking at a higher
That's right.
speed. So yeah, it's been nice.
We'll have to share like recipes and stuff because I haven't had time, but I want to deep dive in. I'm sure that there's like a whole like when I did like my Instapot and things like that, there's like a whole app for it, that you can find recipes. So I'm sure I want to deep dive into that. And Jason, he's trying to figure out there has to be like some bowls that you can like put in there, right, to reheat things because he keeps like dirtying or no, he's using tinfoil and he's like, I don't want to be using tinfoil. We're all about saving the planet. And, like I really dove into that this year. That's how and a thing that we missed was Sonia. And Sonia, we have to have you back on, not only because we love you so much, but because we forgot to talk about composting.
Yes.
So that was one thing I started this year was composting and I love it. I keep a little container in my refrigerator. It has a lid on it and I throw all my scraps of vegetables and avocados and all my fruit clippings, all that goes in there. Even like flowers. I compost eggs and coffee grounds, all of it.
So I did not know that that was a thing in American households until a friend of mine here, her daughter's the same age as Kennedy, and she had invited us to the East Coast, and we went and stayed with her parents for a few days, and they composted, and they had this, I don't know, I feel like maybe it was a machine.
Yeah, so they turn it. I was gonna buy one. You can get
Yeah.
them on Amazon, and then we did it kind of old school. So I had the room it's to the side of my Zen garden, and I got the idea from my monastery that I go to. Thanks to Master Tran, she was teaching me about it, and we literally got a 55-gallon drum, plastic drum, cut it in half, and then we're in sand, right? And so we sunk it in the sand, and then Jason made me plywood lids, and there's a brick that goes on top of it. And when you open it, there's no smell, there's nothing, because it's just disintegrating, and it's doing exactly what it needs to be doing. But I haven't even started turning it yet, and I thought that I was going to have to, but that machine that your friend has, you can turn it constantly,
Okay.
which
And I
means that
can't
you can
remember.
use it faster.
Yeah. Well, I think that's very interesting, and I would like to look into that. I watched a documentary, and we're probably getting so off topic, but I think I
Okay,
sent,
we'll do a whole podcast about composting.
yes, okay. But the whole idea of saving and not being a part of the problem, that's a big theme in our house lately,
That's
with
true.
behavior. We want to be a part of the solution, not the problem, right? And what I love that I heard is that everything should have an end of life plan. Your phone, these manufacturers for phones, they should have an end of life plan for these before they produce more, because where do they go? They go to, other third world countries where people are sitting in the dark trying to take them apart and get rid of them. It's really sad. Anyway, so yeah,
Yeah,
well, another podcast.
I get it. I agree completely. But yeah, I don't know, this year, like I want to give back every single day. If I can do something to give back, whether it's to Mother Nature or drilling clean water wells, and which, hey, right now I have 9. And okay, I gotta tell you the story real fast. And I'm so grateful, and I hope he'll listen to this. Abdul, we talked about Abdul before, my little guy in Bangladesh that works for my organization. So I been drilling water wells in Nepal. So I took a break from Bangladesh. We finished 8, and then I moved over to Nepal, and then I've been doing quite a few in Nepal. Well, he sends me pictures yesterday of a new water well, and it has my organization name on it, Chad, Changing Hearts Against Diversity. It has my logo, and I messaged him. We talk on WhatsApp, and I'm like, Abdul, what is this? I said, I haven't given you any money for any wells. And he said, I took a job. I took a job, and I took that money. And he lives on the floor in the Rohingya refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. Okay. Severe poverty. And so he takes a job, which I'm assuming he probably makes pennies, but he saved enough money that he wanted to show me how much he loves working for my organization. He didn't take the money for his family. He put it into a water well for the people.
Can you
I know.
see?
I know.
I,
Yeah. So this was
and probably took him
a long time
a
to save
month,
that money.
2 months, 3 months to save that.
So this was what he sent me yesterday. Can you see? Water well completed. Hang on, let me see. I'll back it up.
You'll have to read it because it's still a little bit
Yeah,
blurry.
so it's well number 9, and it has pure water for the needy, and it has my logo on it. And he's like, I just wanted to show you that I love working with you, and I wanted to give back to the people. So they have like neighborhoods, right, in the camp. And one of them came to him and said, we need water. And he doesn't like to say no to them. So he'll come to me And he didn't ask me for the money for this because I would have said yes. And he put the money in himself and didn't. And I said, don't you need it for your family? And he said, we're okay. And he lives on the floor and they sleep. And the reason I know this is because we FaceTime each other, and his family will be sleeping, and he'll pan around the room and he'll show me them sleeping, and they got a box fan on them because it's 100 degrees and there's flies and gnats, and I mean it's complete poverty.
We need to have him on as a guest
We
so that
love.
he can show us the work that you're doing and he's doing over there.
Yeah, absolutely. We will. Absolutely. So that brings me to my next topic, and I know we got to go soon because you guys are probably going to get bored of us. So Simon Lister, and I know I talked to you about him. He's the photographer that I found on Netflix that lives in New Zealand, and he is the reason that I got connected to Abdul, because Simon went into the refugee camp, was taking pictures of the children. That's what he does, is he goes around to third world countries and photographs children living in these conditions. And I found him because Netflix did a whole series about him, and we connected. And so I reached out to him the other day and I sent him our show link, and I said, would you be a guest on our podcast? And he said he would love to be a guest on our podcast. So we are going to have him. I'm going to shoot for next week, but definitely by the end of the year if it works out for his schedule.
Uh,
And I think
we're-
I don't know.
2 hours for him.
Yeah, I mean he's so far ahead of us with the time zone. We'll work it out for sure. But yeah, I'm super happy. And then maybe we can have Abdul on either before or after that so you guys can see. But yeah, I got suitcases, and that's the thing, guys. If you have suitcases that you want to get rid of, or if you are traveling to a third world country, let me send you a suitcase full of medical supplies. That's what a big part of my nonprofit is I send out about 2,000 pounds of medical supplies a month to developing countries, but I send them via travelers. And I just had a whole tractor trailer load donated to me that I'm picking up on December 2nd, which is the anniversary of my sobriety date. So I love it because I got to travel down to south of Panama City, which is kind of closer to you. So you should come up to Panama City. And I'm doing that on December 2nd and picking up a bunch of medical supplies. And the city's been so gracious with letting me house them. So, but yeah, if you're traveling and you want to do some good and give back, I will provide the TSA papers and everything for you to take a suitcase. So think of me.
Yes, it would be a great idea, Cindy, if you could put that information and then the information on your wells, because you had mentioned last night to me that that I should do a well in my mom's name, and I love that idea. So I just think getting the word on how to go about doing that. I'm sure contacting you obviously is the best way, but
Yep.
yeah.
What better way for the holiday? I mean, like, you think about something different. I just did a couple wells for friends. Oh, well, I did one for a friend and then two for family members, but I did it in honor of them, in memory of their name. And there was a plaque that was made on the well, and it just says in memory of John Blackshear, which is Jason's uncle, his Aunt Debbie. We did one. And then for my good friend Nick Southpaw that just passed away recently. But what better way to honor someone? These wells provide clean water for hundreds of people, and they cost anywhere between $90 and $200. It depends on where the water table is. And in Bangladesh and Nepal, the water table is pretty similar. Nepal, they can go down 40 meters and hit water. In Bangladesh, some parts can be 40, some parts are 80 meters. But I mean, it's easy for us to go spend easily $200 a day just out shopping on mindless things. But $200 would put in a clean water well for a couple hundred people and honor your loved one. What a better gift. I can't think of a better gift.
It's amazing. You should, if you can create a post or something so that I can share, because
I will.
we're always,
She misses all my posts that I do every day.
I miss them. Is that what you said?
I do them every day.
Yeah.
It's okay.
On the water well? Okay, so now I'm confused because I don't know how I'm missing that. But I'm not it's social media savvy, so it doesn't surprise me. You haven't figured that out yet. But no, look, we don't all have the time to go and spend hours, picking up garbage or delivering stuff or flying here. Time isn't always our friend. So being able to cut a check for $200 to impact so many people is such an incredible
And
gift.
it's a write-off. I have a EIN number, so happy to provide that. But yeah, no, you're so right. I mean, it's such a wonderful way to give back and feel good. And it doesn't even have to be, and I mean, it could be, I had somebody contact me and they wanted to gift it for their husband, for him to wake up and see the video. And they're my Abdul and I got another guy, Perez in Nepal. They do such a great job with providing me video, where the money's going, like there is no doubt. And so they do a great job with providing video and photographs and everything, and the children saying thank you. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so last thing, Amanda, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
So my girlfriend just asked me that, the one I'm going to her house, and she is the best cook. Like Kennedy will eat anything that Christy cooks, anything, including salmon. And she doesn't eat fish. So I'm a casserole girl, and I love sweet potato casserole. There's a hash brown casserole with cornflakes on top. Those are my two favorites. Yeah.
I know those.
The turkey and ham.
I know those.
What about you?
Deviled eggs were always my thing, but now that I'm vegan, I'm rethinking that. I don't know. I'll have to tell you on the next show because I got to come up with something, and I got to come up with something amazing. I did make some pretty awesome sweet potatoes last night in the new oven. So I'm kind of thinking it might be wrapped around the sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Do you miss regular other food?
No, I don't miss it. I miss the only thing that I miss is like eggs were convenient and fast, and like grilling up a piece of chicken was easy and fast. That's the only thing that I miss. It takes a little bit more thought process. A lot of times I tend to go for my pea protein for just a quick protein shake, and I don't really want to be drinking my calories. I'd rather eat. So that's going to be a goal for me this year. Is I have so many vegan cookbooks, and if anybody has any recommendations on plant-based vegan cookbooks, I'm open to them. I do have a lot of them. So this year I'm going to branch out and really start getting creative again. My creative juices in the kitchen, they haven't been there this second part of the year. I'm usually super creative and I'm a great cook, but I've just kind of been cooking the same mundane things. So, I'll let you know.
A lot going on. So
yeah, I'll let you know for sure. But hey guys, don't forget to take even 5 minutes of meditation. And there's an app called Insight Timer. I think, Amanda, I made you download it. I have a teacher account on there, and I have an ice bath meditation. I have a mindfulness meditation, very similar to what we did today. There are thousands and thousands on there of different teachers that give free meditations. So even if it's 5 minutes a day, especially going into the holidays, keep your sanity, keep your balance. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's 17 consecutive days.
So proud of you. Yes. So I've been doing a lot of my meditations at night, doing a lot of yoga nidras before I go to sleep. It's been awesome. So just remember to take time for yourself, balance. I'll do the same. Amanda, you do the same. I hope you guys all have an awesome Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you, friend.
I love you more. Bye, guys.